Hi guys, this morning we're going to talk about ordering fractions. When we have a whole list of fractions like this, some of them what we're used to seeing, some of them what we call a mixed number, meaning there's a whole with it, we want to use a strategy that helps us put it all in a number line. Now when we think of a number line, we know it can go both directions, right? So let's start at 0 here, okay? This is my least, my smallest, which means the other side is going to be my greatest. So my fractions that are bigger than the rest. So now let's look at the list of fractions that we have. 8/9, 1 1/3, meaning 1 whole plus a little extra. 1 3/6, meaning 1 whole plus a little extra. And 1/5. Now, if we just look at our list of fractions, we know that there's nothing smaller than 0. And normally our number line would have a 1 over here between 0 and 1. But look at our fractions. Is everything up here in between 0 and 1? Or do I have some numbers that are bigger than 1? I do. I have a couple numbers that are bigger than 1. It's 1 whole plus some extra. If I was going to draw this 1 1/3, I would have 1 whole pizza plus 1/3 extra. So my number line can't go to 1 whole, which means I'm going to have 1 whole here. And I have to think about numbers that would be larger than 1 whole. So what number comes after 1? Let's just count it out. 0, 1, 2. Good. So when I have a mixed number with 1 whole here, I know that everything is going to be more than 1, but it's a little bit less than 2, right? This is a little bit less than 2. So I'm going to set up a number line between 0, 1, and 2. Then I can start thinking about putting my fractions in order from the least up to the greatest. So let's just look. 8/9. Think about that fraction. You have a couple things. You could look at the numerator and the denominator, compare if I have 9 pieces of pizza and I ate 8 of them. I ate 8 pieces out of the 9. Did I eat a little bit or did I eat almost a whole pizza? There's no 1 here, so I know it's less than a whole, so it's somewhere along here. Okay? So 8/9, my numerator 8 is really close to my denominator 9, which means I almost ate the whole thing, but not quite. There's 1 piece left over, right? So that tells me I can put 8/9 right here on my number line. Notice I don't have each individual line. I'm just thinking about it somewhere along here, okay? So I have 8/9. Then I have 1 1/3. I know it's going to be 1 whole plus a little bit extra. So let's look at this little bit extra, 1/3. Is that a big extra or is that a little bit of an extra? Good, it's just a little bit because my numerator 1, I had 3 pieces of pizza. I only ate 1 of them, which means I didn't eat the whole thing. So I'm going to put 1 1/3 just a little bit after my 1 whole. It's not all the way up to almost 2. If you were stuck, you could have drawn your picture again. So I have 1 whole. And then 1/3. It's 1 whole and then just a little bit of my extra. I'm not all the way up to finishing off the whole second pizza here. Okay. So then let's look at our next one, 1 3/6. So again, I know it's going to be up here between 1 and 2 because I have that 1 whole. So then I have to think about 3/6. Now here's a little trick when I'm thinking about 3/6. I like to compare it to close to the beginning, close to halfway, or close to a whole. So let me look at 3/6. What number is half of 6? It's 3. So this is an equivalent fraction for 3, or for 1/2. So 1 3/6 is really the same as 1 1/2. So I know that I need to go to 1 and then halfway between 1 and 2. So 1 and 3/6 goes halfway. Now, when I write it on the number line just like that, I also figured out that 1 and 3/6 is larger, greater than 1 and 1/3. So I've already put those two in order. Cool, let's look at our last one now, 1/5. So I can compare my numerator to my denominator. I have 5 pieces of pizza. If I just ate one of them, did I eat a lot? Did I eat a little bit? Did I eat half of it? Good, I ate not very much of the pizza. I would put it down here. So here's another little trick. If I know that this mark right here is halfway between my 1 and my 0, I can think about what would be half of 5. Do you know what half of 5 is? Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 and a half. So if this is halfway, how does that help me figure out where to put my 1/5? Is 1/5 less than that 2.5, or is it more than my 2.5? That's right, 1/5 is less than that. So it goes all the way down there. So when I have all my numbers right here on my number line, it's immediately put in order for me from least to greatest. 1/5, 8/9, then into my mixed numbers, 1 whole plus 1/3, 1 whole and 3/6. There's your ordering fractions between least to greatest. Now, if you had a fraction and you weren't quite sure, I'm going to give you one more example. Let's say that we are looking at the number 5/8, and I don't know where to put 5/8. I can use that trick about thinking halfway. So halfway, what is half of my 8 denominator here? 4. Very good. So if 1/2 is 4/8, how does that help me figure out if 5/8 is closer to 0, closer to half, or closer to whole? That's right. 4/8 is halfway. 5/8 would be a little bit more than my halfway. So if I had that on a number line and this was my half mark, I know that 5/8 would be just a little bit past halfway, because half would be 4/8 and 5/8 is a little bit more. All right, I hope that helps with your ordering your fractions. Make sure to draw yourself a number line and go through and work each fraction just one step at a time.